Hi everybody, welcome again to Camglish.com. This is Angel and I will be helping you out in answering the exercises connected to our previous lesson on here in Essential Grammar in Use 3rd edition book by Raymond Murphy. Alright students, I hope you're doing just fine today and you're happy. Now before we go on and answer some activities, I'd like to give you lead you into something that will refresh your memory about our previous discussions. If you remember, we just finished Unit 18 of this book. How should we make present perfect question starting with how long have you? And we also learned the difference of present simple, present perfect simple, and present continuous from present perfect continuous tense. We use the simple present tense when the action is general and the action happens all the time or habitually in the past, present, and future. The action is not only happening now. We also use simple present when the statement is always true. These are the following examples of present simple sentences. Now we use present perfect simple when we talk about an action which started in the past and continues up to now. We actually use have been or has been, have lived, have known, have or has plus past participle of verb. We use present perfect tense if the action has a connection to the present. Don't forget that, okay? Now let's talk about present continuous. We use present continuous tense to talk about activities happening now. Activities that are happening now. Okay? We can also use it to talk about activities happening around now and not necessarily this very moment. We use present continuous tense also when we talk about activities happening in the near future, especially for planned future events. This is the pattern that we have to consider when making present continuous sentence. Your subject plus am, is, are depending on your subject or the number of your subject. Then your verb, main verb plus ing. Example: I'm learning German. Am, learning. Learning is your verb plus ing, right? And I is your subject. These are the following examples of present continuous sentences. As we all know, there is usually a connection with the present or now. There are basically two uses for the present perfect continuous tense. We use it if an action has just stopped or recently stopped, or the action is still continuing up to now. Alright? The action has started in the past and is continuing now. This is often used with for or since. Again, present perfect continuous, when we form it, we actually use for or since. We often use those words. Okay? Example: I've been learning German for 2 years. We have here the word for, right? These are following examples of present perfect continuous sentences. The pattern that we should remember is this: your subject have or has depending on the number of your subject plus the word been. You shouldn't forget this. And your main verb plus ing and your object. Okay? Very good. Now we will do exercises related to our discussion in Unit 18. Now we're going to apply everything we have learned from our previous videos. Okay, are you ready now? In exercise 18.1, we have to complete the following sentences. Let's read the first example. Jane is in Ireland. She has been in Ireland since Monday. Second, I know Lisa. I have known her for a long time. This is basically about forming present perfect sentences. Okay? You have to stop this video for like 10 minutes before you play it again so that you can answer and challenge yourself about how to answer the following sentences. Then play it so you can check. Okay? Let's now check all your answers. Let's check number 3. Sarah and Andy are married. They have been married since 1999. This is present perfect sentence, right? Brian is ill. He has been ill for the last few days. Present perfect sentence too. We live in Scott Road. We have been living for a long time. We can say we have been living, or we can also say we have lived for a long time if you make it in present perfect form, or we have been living if it's in present perfect continuous form. Alright? Sixth, Catherine works in a bank. She has worked in a bank for 5 years, or she has been working in a bank for 5 years. Alan has a headache. He has had a headache since he got up this morning. Lastly, we have number 8. I'm learning English. I have been learning English for 6 months. Alright? In questions 5 and 6, in numbers 5 and 6, there are 2 possible answers. Okay? So, I hope you got one, okay, correctly for 5 or for number 6, but I hope that you got everything perfectly. Okay, but if you didn't, it's alright. You can review this page again and try to make your own sentences, or try to apply the grammar pointer we learned today in your everyday conversation, right? Okay, so I hope that I'll be seeing you next time in our next video. We're going to answer some more exercises. Thank you for joining today. Before I say goodbye, I'd like to introduce to you our company. This is camglish.com, and you can meet several, or not just several teachers, but many English teachers that can teach you English, learning English easily. Okay? Teachers can help you improve your pronunciation, your grammar, and your speaking skills. So, why not learn with us, right? Again, I'm Angel, and I hope I gave something new that you will treasure. Goodbye and have a nice day.